Hi, it's me, that guy with the three-piece suit again. Still not wearing the three-piece suit, hoping to get that out soon for another video. But anyways, today we're going to do two videos. One video will be, we'll tell you that later on. The first one though is going to be about, as the title of this video probably says, fascism. Now, before I go off onto a rant about fascism, I think people need to understand that fascism wasn't just the Nazis. So, let's kind of talk about that a little bit. Fascism is basically the belief of actions over words, basically all about force, doing things like bam. Kind of like what Mussolini did. Instead of, letting the government that was running kind of run the country into the ground, well, in his mind, that's what they were doing. He took action and overthrew the government by force. Now, that's kind of what fascism is. It's also forcing people to follow you. Fascism is also kind of like a derivative of monarchy, not like royalty and stuff. Monarchy means rule by a single person. That's kind of what fascism was too. It was either a single person or a single political party or something like that. So, Mussolini, I don't know much about what he was like, whether he was racist or not, but he was kind of the nicer version of it, from what I understand. Hitler, however, was more of an extreme nationalistic fascist, believing in only his race, the Aryan race, was perfect. Funny thing about that is he had neither blonde hair nor blue eyes. Well, definitely not blonde hair. Maybe he had blue eyes, but I'm pretty sure they were brown as well. Now then, moving on, there has been kind of, I guess it would be important to talk about kind of why fascism is wrong. I think for obvious reasons to everybody else, we know why it's wrong. Racism is the basis to most fascist ideologies nowadays. Racism, isn't right. Now people will say, there's no logical reason for it. Anybody that hates another person of another race is, and they don't have a reason for it, best way to put it is they're criminals. They're Nazis, and they should be shot, in my opinion. Aside from that, there have been people trying to use logical reasons for racism, such as the BNP, the British National Party. Their thing is that the Muslim race and religion is slowly taking over the world, and it's oppressing the white race, and blah-de-da-de-da. Truth is, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lie. They're not overpowering us. White people are still a huge ethnicity. There are still hundreds of millions of white people out there. And their worry for this isn't actually a worry, it's just this ideal of white supremacy. Now, I could understand if they were afraid of the British race, or the French race, or something like that disappearing, because it has happened with races. The Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, the Spaniards walked into those places and they murdered them. They're no longer alive. Or they're mixed in with other races of people, like most Mexicans, I'm assuming, are probably part Mayan or Inca or something, and part Spanish. So there's that. I can understand, yeah, it's sad to see a race go away, but we're not talking about in one single ethnicity like British or French or Japanese or something like that. We're talking about the white race. The fact that they're afraid of the white race disappearing kind of makes me a little suspicious of what their ideas are. Also, to go on with this, they've talked about the over-immigration thing in Britain. I understand that there's a problem with over-immigration in many countries, as do many people, I think. But the BNP, the way they want to do it, just kicking the people out of the country, no, that's wrong. You don't do that. That's not democracy. That's not freedom. That's fanaticism. That's evil. It's not right. So, I guess they think, or they say that that's the only way you can do it. It's not. There's many ways you can fix immigration. Put a cap on it. Be careful about how you let people into the country. And also, this brings up another good point. Where is it? Right. Because I don't believe that the BNP is very good. They still have a few points. For instance, in this newspaper I have. Let's see. And I'm not saying that the BNP has the point, I'm just saying that there is things that they have talked about that are somewhat problems, I suppose. For instance, the story of Nimko Hassan Ibrahim, a 34-year-old woman, was denied housing assistance because she and her estranged husband, a Danish national, failed to qualify for residency rights. Her husband has now returned to Denmark while she remains in Britain. She appealed against the decision in Harrow Council in London, claiming that as her children's primary carer, she should be allowed to stay in Britain and qualify for state handouts. Now, from what I know, this woman is not a citizen of Great Britain. Now, they're giving her handouts of money, welfare and stuff. She's still not a citizen of the country. Now, I agree that yes, the poor should be provided for, but if she is not a citizen of the United Kingdom, she does not deserve that kind of money. And another thing too, yes, she may be the sole carer of her children, but can she not get a nanny or somebody to look after them? Can she not get a job? There are many things that could be done. And I think it's sickening that people take two sides to this story. You either are on the side that's completely anti-immigrant, or you're on the side that's completely let's pamper them like babies sort of thing. I think that maybe what people should start doing is think outside the box for once and think about the other possibilities. Use your brains, people. And this is me being I'm quite angry with those of you racists that might be watching this video, because you're not thinking for yourselves. You really aren't. You're just following what somebody else said. That's the difference between you and other people. You don't think. And this stuff isn't just pointed at fascists too. There's tons of people that are like this. But anyways, aside from that, I took some notes. Want to just cover them. Here's a good one that I wanted to talk about, because the BNP has constantly been saying that taking away their freedom of speech, people against this whole racism thing, is taking away from people's freedom of speech. But here's something that I thought of. We also lost a freedom, quite a number of years ago, I'm assuming, that really, why can't we have it? Well, it's for the better of society. That freedom was the freedom to put whatever we want into our bodies. Yeah, we still can drink alcohol. Yeah, we can still smoke. But can we do drugs? No, it's illegal. Why is it illegal? Because it's dangerous. So, if we're getting rid of yours and my right to put drugs into our body, why should this freedom of speech thing be any different? It's still a freedom. Why can't we have certain rules and regulations on it? This is one thing. I see nothing wrong with that. Also, another thing, a quote from a movie I saw, Mouse Hunt, if you ever get the chance to watch it. A world without strings, chaos. Basically, that's what that's saying is if you don't have things to hold things back, if you don't have restrictions, if you don't have laws and stuff like that, everything falls apart. Same here. If you don't have rules on your freedom of speech, things fall apart. There has been debate, over whether the BNP is racist or not as well. I have a number of favorited videos on my channel proving that they are. Here's one thing you can look up. You might want to pause.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Slight interruption there. One of my videos is about the BNP's racist jokes. They say that they're not racist, that they're not evil, la-di-da-di-da. One of the jokes was, some people say, I smoke so much, I smoke like an Auschwitz chimney. That was one of the jokes they told. Now tell me they're not racist when they said something like that, ladies and gentlemen. Why would they say that? And somebody told me, well, it's just one joke that they told. No, it's not. It's one of multiple jokes.